My name is Reese Crowell. My parents are Ken and Melissa Crowell. I have been involved at the church for 18 years, so since I was born. Um, I am graduating from North Branch Area High School along with Anoka Ramsey Community College with my 2-year associate's degree. In the fall, I plan on attending Concordia University in St. Paul, and I'm going to get my doctorate in physical therapy.
I'm Joey Pastretti. My parents are Craig and Kelly Pastretti. I've been a part of Maranatha for 12 years, so I've been going since I was 5. And my plans after high school are to join the local 110 union and start an apprenticeship for an electrician.
My name is Ethan Crandall. My parents are Jim and Jess Crandall. I've been with Maranatha for the summer camps and the occasional Wednesday, and I graduated from Hero, it was a homeschool academy, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my future.
I'm Jasmine Donaldson. My mom is Michelle Spar. I've been part of Maranatha for 5 years. I'm graduating from Forest Lake Area High School. And future plans, I guess, will be doing an after-school program for special needs sign language.
Hi, I'm Bailey Borwick. My parents are Penn and Kathy Borwick. They help out with the younger kids during the school season. And I've been a part of Maranatha ever since my friend dragged me into the final Witness Messiah program. And then my parents decided the church was good enough to stick around. So went into the youth program and I became student leader here, and that's what I've been doing now. I graduated from North Lakes Academy, and for future plans, in the fall, I plan to go to the University of Minnesota Morris. Not sure what I want to major in, but I know I want to at least minor in digital art because I love it.
Hi, I am Kerry Applegate. My parents are John and Robin Applegate. I've been homeschooled my whole life. I've been here in Maranatha for 17 years. Children and kids ministry for 3 years. Worship team for 3 years. Youth group off and on, but been doing it now. And I did a party for a couple of years at the church. And I've been doing a discipleship team with the kid church for a year. And since I've been working in kid church on a worship team, I've been very tight with Gail. I've been very close to Stacy during this year. She's one of my best leaders up there. She's been up there for a very, very long time. So I don't know, she's just fun. I've been trying out for the tech school.
My name is Tyler Gaskill. My parents are Todd and Jenny Gaskill. I've gone to Maranatha for 14 years, and I went to school there for like 4 years. I'm graduating from NLA this year, and I'm gonna be going to UW Stout undecided this year and just get my generals done.
I'm Grace Hasseltine, and my parents are Tom and Melissa Hasseltine. I've been a part of Maranatha my whole life. I'm Pastor Mike's niece, so my family's been around this church forever. I graduated from North Central University, and my future plans, I'm looking for a job in reading or writing and also applying for grad school.
Hi, I'm Emily Carlson. My parents are Ron and Mary Carlson. I've gone to Maranatha Church for over 16 years, and I went to Maranatha School for, I'd have to say, like 6. And now I go to Lakes International Language Academy, better known as BILA. And my future plans, I'm going to a local college, haven't decided which one yet. Probably Century for right now is my main focus. I want to go to become an RN and minor in ASL or learn that on the side. And right now I'm working at Target. I've worked there since July, and I plan on keeping my job there for as long as I can.
Just a little bit more about myself. I grew up in the church. I was a little kid, back in kids' church, and grew up with Pastor Robin and Pastor Gail, and growing up in the church, it was really nice. I learned a lot from all the different leaders and helpers throughout my years at the church with the different programs and just Wednesday and Sunday services. I remember being a little kid and having my Wednesday night services or Sunday morning services, even junior kids church, and having a blast. And then growing up a little bit and getting into the youth group upstairs, and something that I for sure will never forget is going to India a few years ago with Pastor Dylan. And that experience was unbelievable. It was amazing. And being able to go over there and help, it really kind of opened up my eyes and everybody else in the group's eyes, to see how other people around the world are living, not our day-to-day, routine, wake up, go to work or school and come home and relax, watch TV or go for a walk or whatever. So I think that it's something that is really interesting about this church, that we were able to even do that as minors, being able to leave the country. I am looking forward to going on another missions trip, hopefully sometime soon in the future, with Maranatha.
I've always been raised in a Christian family. We've always been going to church ever since I can remember. We used to live in Washington State, and then we moved out to Wisconsin, then we moved here. And that's when we started coming to Maranatha when I went to school here in kindergarten readiness. And I always remember that was pretty much my life, because my mom was, even before she worked here, she was just super involved in everything. So I can remember we were always at church. So it was like, that was just my life, like all the time. And then all the way up until third grade, I went there, and I was just going to church all the time. And yeah, church was like a huge part of my life, and that's what I did. I remember when I turned 10 years old, I was allowed to start serving in the younger kids church and helping them on Sundays. And I just remember that was always a blast. And I still do that to this day. I do the soundboard, and that's just so much fun. And I remember going to kids camp for the first time, and that's just like, kids camp is like some of the greatest memories of my life. Like, I just had so much fun there. It just, how God has influenced me through that, and just always a huge part of my life going to church. I remember like just going up into youth, and it's just always been so much fun. And I'm sad that it's all coming to an end now, because obviously I can still come to church, but I'm going to be not as close, so I'm not going to be able to come as often. Yeah, I'm really grateful for all the times I got to have here.
So my journey at Maranatha, I would say a big influence was the teachers there that I grew up with, because I went to the Maranatha Church, or they called it Meg at the time. I met Pastor Carol and Miss Furter, and they made a really huge impact on me when I was there. They both seemed like, moms to me. And I met a lot of my friends there, Tyler, Annabelle, and Madison, and they still go to church, and we're still good friends to this day. A lot of the things that have made an impact on me as well is working in kids' church. All of the camps that I went with different friends and different leaders, that's made a really big impact, and I'll always have those memories. I've also helped in nursery. I guess I would just have to say that Maranatha, it's always been like a second home to me, whether it was the people that I just knew since I was, as long as I can remember, or the friends that I've had since then. It just always felt like home to me.
I've been at Maranatha since I was an 8th grader, actually. I was roped into the final season of Witness Messiah by my friend Jesse, and honestly, that was a ride. I was one of Mary's little peeps, so I followed Patty Oaknick at the time around and was just amazed at the sense of community that this church had. I hadn't felt anything like it. It was okay to wear a t-shirt around church, and no one gave you a second glance. You could just be yourself, and I loved it. Because growing up as a kid, I was in a completely different environment. I had parents that taught me that church was for stuck-up people that look down their nose at you. I didn't really have a close sense of what it means to be loved by God until I encountered other people doing it in their everyday lives. And I think growing up, I really needed that. For those of you that don't know, I grew up in a not so pretty environment. I had parents that were drug abusers, and I was in and out of foster care for a good chunk of my childhood. I saw their parental rights be taken away in court, and I felt abandoned. But at the right place at the right time, God brought me here, and He brought me to a place where He could connect with me. He had always been looking out for me, but it wasn't until I delved into His Word and that I heard the teachings from Pastor Mike and the youth group that I learned what it was to be loved and that it was all right to be myself. I found a new family that loved me and made sure I had a support. They encouraged me to be more spiritual. It was amazing. And throughout the years, I've even become a student leader here in the youth team. And before everything hit the fan here, I was getting into even the worship team at youth group. It was great. I got to use my talents of singing and creating to help other people feel the love that I had over the years. And every summer, I've gone to camp. And I think the most profound experience I can remember is when the bass was pounding from the worship team, everything quieted down. And I remember it was prayer time for healing. And this girl I had never met before came up and prayed to me about my relationship with my biological mom. I didn't know what that meant, but I think God is going to use her in my life in remarkable ways, and I can't wait to see what the future holds, because looking back, things have been so much better. Everything has worked out, and I truly feel blessed, and I've only grown as a person from everything God has led me through. And this church has been a huge part of that. So, for everyone watching, thank you so much for being there for me when I was just a kid that felt lost. And I'm still growing up, so thank you for helping me become the woman I am today.